We're about to break down some plays. Let's do this.
Yep.
Thanks, yeah.
Let's see what we got here.
So we got the first play. The first play is the scramble drill to Troy Franklin.
Yep.
I thought it was a great play. Incredible throw by Bo. One of the things that I think is super important to point out on this play is that the confidence of Troy Franklin and him playing with extreme confidence. 8 catches yesterday for 89 yards and a touchdown. One of the things that I can say, because I've played this position before, is that confidence is everything. And catching the ball with your hands is also everything as a receiver. If a receiver isn't confident when there's a scramble drill, he will try to stay as close to the quarterback as possible. He doesn't want to go down the field because he is nervous that he might not catch the ball. Troy Franklin turns up the field and goes for the deep pass because he is that confident now. He is obviously picked up where he left off from in terms of the preseason. Last week, 4 catches for 44 yards. This week, 8 catches for 89 yards and also 1 carry for 11 yards. So over 100 yards of total, or 100 yards of total offense. So this play is deep curls right here. And then you had the flat routes right here. Typical Sean Payton staple play, deep curl routes. I felt like there could have been an opportunity right here for Marvin to get the ball. I think Bo was a little scared about this defender right here just staying underneath the out route. So you'll see right here, I think Bo's a little bit nervous right here about this throw, but Marvin has his guy beat. I love the spacing on this play. You see the triangle right here. And I just love the fact that this is a clear picture right here. You want Bo to throw this ball right here. You see the opportunity right here for Bo to make that throw. Doesn't feel good about it. Okay. He scrambles, uses his legs. This is just a crazy throw to me. And I think this is where the ability of Bo is just on display right here. When Sean Payton talks about Bo being a top 4 quarterback in the league, when you think about those quarterbacks, they can make incredible throws, not only by extending the play, but they can make off-platform throws, and Bo does that right here. This is what I'm talking about. If Troy wasn't a confident receiver, he would just come back right here and make it an easy throw, easy catch for 4 or 5 yards. But instead, he takes off.
Yep.
This guy right here, eyes on Bo, and Troy decides to take off, and there are not a lot of cornerbacks in the NFL that can keep up with Troy's speed. I think he has incredible speed. He has speed that you just can't teach, and you don't have that. Like, he has something that's super unique in terms of his ability to separate. And you see, he's got this guy beat right here and then makes the catch over the shoulder. This is a hard catch to make, regardless of who you are as a receiver. Over the throw or over the shoulder catches are hard to make. And you see Troy make this play right here. And this is something that you love to see. I don't know what you think about this, but Emmanuel Sanders, this could be the next Emmanuel Sanders maybe, this guy making plays down the field like that. I'd love to know your thoughts. Also, remember in this offense, we talked a little bit about this on the show with Dave Logan, is that Ted Ginn in this offense was that speed guy, somebody that can beat coverage at any point in time just because he has that unique ability. I think Troy's playing with extreme confidence, and you got a chance to see that yesterday.
Absolutely. I also think Troy maybe took a hint from Court there. Court had that curl. He comes back and then kind of tries to break out toward where Troy is. That's when Troy takes off.
Yeah.
I think he maybe took like a little key there from Court. If he's breaking out, go deep.
Yeah, I think that's something that you'd love to see.
Absolutely.
From a
working
second year. Yeah, working off each other, and then also from a second-year player, just having that ability and feeling comfortable in the offense. Like, hey, I'm going to go make this play right here.
Totally.
This is what you love to see, Broncos country. If you are buying Troy Franklin stock, double down on it, because I think he is going to continue to make plays.
Yeah, I mean, I said last night. Week 1 he has a big first quarter. This week he has a big half. Soon we're going to get like the full game where everything's just Troy.
And I think that comes down to Sean as well. I think Sean saw early in the first half that Troy's playing super confident. and fed him the ball. I'd love to see him continue to feed him the ball in the second half.
And I think you see some of that schemed up too. Like there's the touchdown where he kind of takes a couple steps in and then breaks out.
Yep. Great play call.
There's a short catch where he blocks and releases.
Yep.
Like he's chipping a bit and then leaks out.
Yep.
There's a lot of that stuff where it's just easy ways to get a guy open. It's interesting they're doing that for Troy.
Yeah. Oh, he's earned that.
Yes.
He's earned that. Here we got an RPO, a little bit of blocking, stutter slant right here. I think Bo did a great job. I thought he did a better job this week of reading the key defenders and taking what the defense was giving him, especially in the first half. And yeah, you got a little RPO action right here. Bo makes a great fake. Oh, can we go back? So here we go. Oops, sorry. So you see Bo's got the lane to throw right here. Defender's eyes are looking right here. We are selling run all day right here. I think this is a great play call. Great job by Bo in terms of putting the ball in JK's stomach to make it look like a legit run. And then you have this right here. So Troy already has the ball right here, but you see the lane to throw it right here. And that's pitch and catch. That looks like routes on air. On air. I mean, that's what you want, and that's exactly how you scheme it up. That's exactly how you practice it. So love this play call right here. And then Troy has a little bit of run after catch to get it inside the 5. And I thought he did a great job with his run after catch ability. I mean, maybe it was like a third down play where they threw Troy a quick screen. He didn't get the first down, but you saw him put his foot in the ground and just get north. And that's something that you just love to see out of a receiver. So I thought Troy played really well. This is the touchdown play right here. So they started off in a condensed formation, and then they exploded into a normal formation right here. You got Troutman out here. I thought this was a great play design to, number one, give Bo a clear picture of the defense that they're in. They're obviously playing man-to-man. There's nobody on Troutman right now. And then you have the Q8, which is a rollout to the right. Q9 would be rollout to the left. Q8 is rollout to the right in Sean's offense. And then you have this play. I know when we were playing with Payton, it was called Madden. You know, he'd do his little signal right here, and then he'd call this play. But that's, you know, it's a pick play where RJ right now is going straight to the flat. He's going to the pylon. Troutman is setting a small little pick right here and then going to the corner. This is a great play call for man-to-man. You have options on this entire play right here. If Troutman gets the rub and they don't pass it off, Harvey is going straight to the pylon, and it's an easy pitch and catch. This is something that you saw Wes Welker catch a lot of touchdowns on, Julius Thomas, Jacob Tamme in Peyton's offense. And then if they don't pass it off, or if they do pass it off correctly, Troutman has the leverage because this defender right here is inside, and he can just beat his defender to the corner. And that's exactly what happens. He is wide open. This is Bo's first read. This is the second read. Troutman makes a play. Great play design by Sean. We love to see it. We love touchdowns. Bo with a little bit of swag right here, just a little fadeaway right there. We love to see it. So great positive play. I thought Sean did a great job in the first half of play calling, dissecting things, giving Bo a clear picture.
Yeah. There just so many little things on these plays. Did 23 personnel, super heavy. You're forcing the defense super heavy. You're making those guys cover. And it's not just the physical tools that Harvey has versus Zaire Franklin or versus whoever the linebackers are out there. It's also just the idea that you're making them communicate in a way that they're not used to communicating. Like they're not used to being out there deciding like, are we passing this off or not? And so much goes into that, including before the snap. Like you see Troutman talking to the ref on his way out there as they're motioning to say, I'm on the line, to make sure he's set as soon as possible so that you can get this snap off quickly before they have time to talk about it. And that, to me, is what Sean Payton's all about. Yep. It's like all those little details. Make sure you get this down. Make sure you get this down. And when it all goes well, you give him the chance to make a terrible mistake and leave a guy wide open.
Yep, details matter. And I think the Broncos did a great job of details in the first half, not necessarily in the second half.
Yeah.
And, you know, those are the things that have to be cleaned up, offense, defense, and special teams-wise. Here is Bo. Troy Franklin's going to come in motion, and he's going to run an out route. You got a little mesh concept over here. little out route right here. I think Indianapolis covered this play really well, but what I love is that Bo took off and used his legs, and I think that is a big advantage for Bo, and will be a big advantage for the Broncos offense in the future, is for him to use his legs and want to use his legs more. It's easy for us to sit here and say that, hey, he shouldn't have thrown the ball on that 3rd and 3, the interception. Right. He should have used his legs there. That's something that I would love to see, but I think over time throughout this season, we're going to start to see him and Sean use his legs more, because it's hard for him to be accounted for. I mean, we've seen Mahomes do it. We see Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen do it. These guys extend drives and extend plays because of their legs. So you see these guys right here. This is just, everything's covered right now. And sometimes the Colts and sometimes defenses call the right defense right here. I don't think there's anybody open. This defender's looking him up right here. There's this defender right here. You got a couple people right here. So I think the Colts did a great job right here, but this is where, when you have a running quarterback and somebody who has the dynamic ability of Bo Nix, you can go out there and you can extend drives, you can extend plays, and I love Bo right here using his legs. It's going to be hard to stop that throughout the entire season, and as he continues to get better and more comfortable in this offense in year 2, I think you'll continue to see him take off. Hey, if there's option 1, option 2 aren't there, well, nobody can. Who are they going to account for? There's none of these linebackers can keep up with Bo. So I'm glad to see him use his legs right here and extend the drive.
Yeah, it's another example of just, if a play is well designed at every level, you can create that opportunity. And in this play, you wind up with the offensive line allowing the C's to part, but you also have the receivers running a mesh concept. And as soon as they both cross the middle of the field, they're just pulling those defenders out of the middle.
Yep.
And it just creates this massive run lane. I think you see it in a bunch of different areas, whether it's, play action where you pull a guard to the right, and so the linebackers take that step this way, you run the crossers back behind. It's all these things that just need to be layered together for good plays. And those are the things the Colts did really, really well and kind of caused problems for the Broncos too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we want to see more of this going forward and in the future. I'd love to see more of this on 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Bo uses legs. Here is the interception play right here. Let's actually go back. So they're running a over concept right here. This is something that you love to see on when there is man-to-man. You're getting man-to-man. I'm curious about the play call right here. Usually 3rd and 3, you are thinking man. And they played, it looked like a match zone to me, where they were passing things off, but the linebackers were playing zone. And you see this coverage right here. So you see the linebackers dropping into these deep zones. You don't expect that on 3rd and 3. It's easy for me to say this, and I hate it when coaches do this, but even though I'm going to do it right now, they would point to things like this, like look at all this open area, or ways for Bo to go out there and make a play with his legs. Playing quarterback is hard to do, and I don't necessarily like the play call right here. You need to get 3 yards. Maybe you can run the ball and get to a short 4th and 1, or you actually get the first down. But I think these routes right here are too deep.
Yeah.
To me, on a 3rd and 3 play, you had a lot of success, or not a lot of success, but you had some success throwing to Pat Bryant on a couple of slants on short yardage situations. Mm-hmm. You have these deep over routes right here. They do a great job. So they're playing like a match zone. So these guys are running with Cortland right here. The play is open. Bo has a hand in his face, and this ball obviously gets tipped, but this is the area that he's throwing to.
Yep.
You just want to see him. If he is going to miss it, he misses it over here. The ball gets tipped. It's hard to the play gets. It's hard to be upset at this. I mean, it's hard to be upset at Bo's decision, because Cortland is actually open, and this play, could be made. If anything, you want to be upset about the protection,
right?
Because there's somebody in his face, but
You're
he
upset
actually
that DeForest Buckner's 6'7".
Yeah, because he actually is going to the right. Yeah,
It's,
he's going to the right guy. So this is one of the tough things that unfortunately, their players are getting paid too. DeForest Buckner gets his hand on this ball. But obviously, you could see right here, Cortland is coming open. His defender's behind him. You just want this ball to be more on a line and more on a rope. But if it gets tipped, it gets tipped. And then the ball sails right there, and then this guy ends up making the play. That's just an unfortunate situation. I'd like to see a different play call there, but Bo did have the right option and read. And, I mean, Cortland is still open on this play.
Right. Yeah.
Now to the defense. I can't believe on the Inside Scoop I'm breaking down a defensive highlight, but one of the things that's super concerning was the open players that were open on some of these routes. Tyler Warren having some big plays. Jonathan Taylor caught 2 rail routes yesterday where there was no one around him. Alex Singleton was guarding him on one. I think Jade is supposed to be guarding him on this one, but they're running this concept right here, rail concept. Downs goes in motion, so somebody runs with him, and then Pierce runs an over route right here, and then Jonathan Taylor is coming wide open. I'm questioning the communication. I'm questioning the scheme, and was everybody on the same page? Was the communication on the same page? Was everybody on the same page for this game plan? Because it didn't seem like that. And this is inexcusable.
Right.
Not saying that the Colts are a bad team, but people can't be this wide open in an NFL defense on an NFL defense. That cannot happen.
And you would really guess that that's on Jade. Again, you don't know for sure, but when you see him kind of lined up over the slot, you see Pat take the guy who goes on the vertical route. You would imagine the flat is his responsibility because I don't know who else's responsibility it could have been.
Yeah. And those things have to be communicated. Yep. This is, Jade's a young player. Obviously, he's only playing in his second game, but you got to over-communicate right here because, Jonathan Taylor is the Colts' best player, second best player, however you want to say it. He should be accounted for on all plays.
Totally.
You can't let him wide open. So these are things that have to be cleaned up. Yeah, this is just too wide open right there.
Yep.
This is the same play. This is later on in the game right here. They do a different type of motion right here. But Alex right here is getting picked. So, he's got to fight over the top. He's got to try to get through the mess and get through the noise right here because Jonathan Taylor is open again. And this was well designed by Shane Steichen, the head coach for the Indianapolis Colts. But these are the little things right here that have to be fixed for the Broncos defense. I think the Colts did a great job of picking on our linebackers. I think that's something that could continue to happen for these new matchups that are getting ready to come with the Chargers, the Bengals, the Eagles. We're getting ready to play some dynamic running backs. Marion Hampton, Saquon, obviously with Philly. You're going to have some opportunities where these guys are going to try to get Alex Singleton in space, and this is exactly what happened. I mean, this is just too open right here. Communicate. You got to figure out how to communicate this and how to pass it off. Or if you are going to play man-to-man, Singleton, you got to fight through that faster. But these explosive plays, these are gash plays that cannot happen.